Google and Apple better watch out. Software giant Microsoft announces master plan to beat its largest competitors. Microsoft says the ingredients that make the secret sauce are Windows and Windows Phone and the Xbox. The plan is to have Microsoft's big trio integrate into one large ecosystem. The linchpin in Microsoft's plan is Windows 8, which is set to launch this fall. Windows 8 is considered an all-in-one platform that will be identical for all devices. Mobile and target devices will be able to be used for creation and not just for content consumption. This is something that Apple and Google have chosen not to pursue. Microsoft points to iPhone apps that are only able to be created on Macs instead of on iPads and iPhones. This means that Microsoft tablets and mobile devices may become all-in-one computers. Craig Billinson of Microsoft states the company is putting everything it has into the project. Stay tuned to see how this will all play out when Windows 8 is released this fall. I'm Eddie Avila, and see you on the opposite side of the tracks.
Hello, and welcome to the 1 Minute News Show. I'm your host, Scott Celestri, and here are today's top stories. Lawmakers in Sacramento defeated a bill aimed at preventing teachers from dating students, even if the student is 18. Assembly Bill 1861 have made it a felony for any elementary or high school employee to have a relationship with a student. Public school teachers convicted under the proposed law would have lost their pensions, even if the student was an adult. For hours, rescuers tried to free a gray whale from fishing line off San Onofre in San Diego today. Between 50 and 100 feet of line was caught on the whale's left pectoral fin. The rescuers got some of it untangled before it got too dark to continue. They have attached some buoys to the whale to help them find it again tomorrow morning. The rapper Dr. Dre is disputing reports he plans to go on tour with a hologram of the late Tupac Shakur. People attending the Coachella Music Festival this weekend were stunned when a ghostly image of Shakur appeared on stage with Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre. The image was technically not a hologram, but a 2D image projected on a clear piece of lightweight plastic. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow.
Hi, my name's Betty. Thank you for watching SF News. Okay, over 46 billion Americans are presently living in poverty according to Bureau of Labor Statistic unemployment, on staying around 9%. Robert Rich, former Labor Secretary and Labor Political Economics, say most people in this country are flat on their back economical. It is the worst since the Great Depression of 1930s. He adds, if the rich don't pay their fair share, then everyone else has to pay either more tax, or go without the public service they need. Billionaire Warren Buffett opened up on this issue for whether or not the wealthy should pay more in taxes and stop calling it super rich. Bank of America, the largest holding company in the United States, announced in September their intends to begin charging a $5 a month for use of the debit card and have not now taken back. Bank of America lost customer favor fast when customer like Christine sold organization of bank transfer date on Facebook spawned into action. She said, I dedicate that I had to take further action to educate the American people in how credit union serves local community. Christine imposed a motion on Facebook for customers to close their account at Bank of America by November 5th. Inventor toward a credit union, Mike Fox, Silicon Valley Beer, closed his personal account containing hundreds of thousands of dollars. In addition, Fox withdrew his business $4 million line of credit giving business to other banker. Bank of America now joined Big Bang, Wells Fargo and J.C. Morgan Chase in backing down. Thank you for watching SF News today.
Two photos of the U.S. soldiers posing with dead bodies was published on Wednesday by the Los Angeles Times. One shows a member of the U.S. military in front of the head's body with the eyes open. The second photo shows American soldiers standing with some legs from a dead body, and one of the U.S. soldiers is giving a double thumbs up to the camera. Pentagon spokesman said that an investigation is underway and anyone found responsible for this unhuman conduct will be held with the military justice. In other news, Merle and Pat Butler from Illinois hold a $200 million winning for the Mega Millions lottery. The retired couple spent the past 2 weeks hiring a real good financial advisor and a lawyer to help them manage their money. Pat Butler said that instead of thinking how to spend the money, they have been thinking ways to invest it. Well, good for them. And the creator and the host of American bandstand and broadcast icon, Dick Clark, has died. Details of his death are not available, but he was known to be in poor health since suffering a mild stroke in December 2004, which forced him to give up the hosting duties from TV. And that's all for now. Thank you.
3, 2.
I'm Julie George, and this is your 60-second news bite. Today, divers begin another search for missing teen Sierra Lamar. The Morgan Hill teen has been missing for over a month now. Today's search was planned prior to new leads discovered during yesterday's search. Divers will return to the small bodies of water along Highway 101, less than a mile away from Lamar's home. Investigators aren't saying what the new leads are, only that new evidence was found during their search. A senior Republican on the Senate's Homeland Security Committee is saying at least 20 foreign women were involved in the Secret Service scandal in Colombia. Pentagon officials say as many as 10 military members have been involved. The lineup for the 5th annual San Francisco Music Festival, Outside Lands, has been released. Vice President of Berkeley-based promoters Another Planet Entertainment, Alan Scott, says Metallica, Neil Young and Crazy Horse, Jack White, Foo Fighters, and Stevie Wonder will headline. Tickets go on sale tomorrow with 3-day passes starting at $195. The festival returns to Golden Gate Park from August 10th to 12th. That's all for now. I'm Julie George reporting. See you tomorrow.
Good afternoon. I'm Karina Gonzalez. Thanks for tuning in. The 8.6 earthquake that struck Indonesia last Wednesday has produced small 1-foot-high tsunami waves, according to the Tsunami Warning Center. Although the waves were small, many couldn't help but to remember what happened in the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami. According to Hindustan Times, the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center ensured that the tsunami threat has diminished. And a 10-foot manatee was rescued today by SeaWorld Orlando. According to the Miami Herald, park officials say that the manatee has several wounds from boat strikes. SeaWorld has rescued and rehabilitated hundreds of animals throughout the park's years. The park's animal care experts say that the manatee is in stable condition. Thanks for watching. I'm Karina Gonzalez. See you next time.
Last week, we found out that the man who shot 17-year-old Trayvon Martin is in the hands of the law. George Zimmerman has been charged with second-degree murder, and if Zimmerman is convicted, then he will face life in prison. We can expect this to be a long, drawn-out case. According to the law, a person has no obligation to retreat from a situation where he reasonably thinks his life is in danger. He can shoot, and then authorities will ask questions later. Now, the unanswered question is if Trayvon gained the upper hand, leading Zimmerman to reasonably fear for his life. Google has recently added a new privacy feature. Internet users will soon be asked to read random pictures of real house numbers taken by Google Street View cameras. Google has decided to run these new security checks to ensure that all users have a safe login. In order to access personal accounts, web users will be forced to identify blurry house numbers by typing it into a box. Google users are arguing that there is a serious privacy issue when identifying individual numbers of people's homes.
Hey guys, this is Nick Huey bringing your latest updates on your favorite celebrities. First up is Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher. They were recently seen together in many locations, but they say they're strictly just friends. Just friends that go furniture shopping and to fancy dinners? I don't think so. But there's an upcoming reunion episode for That 70s Show, so maybe they are actually just friends. Who knows for sure? Next up is the resurrection of Tupac. As we have been reported, Tupac was on stage at Coachella in the form of a hologram. This has gotten a lot of attention, and Tupac may even go on tour with his buddies Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg in the near future. The company that created this hologram says that this is just the beginning. Thanks for joining me today. Please stay tuned next time to see which celebrity thinks they could run for public office. Catch you later, bitches.
Iconic investor Warren Buffett announced on Tuesday that he has been diagnosed with stage 1 prostate cancer. In a letter to shareholders, Buffett says that the condition is not remotely life-threatening, or is it debilitating in any meaningful way. Buffett will undergo daily radiation for 2 months in mid-July. Shares of Berkshire Hathaway slipped 1.5% in after-hour tradings on Tuesday, following the release of the shareholders' letter. Buffett also states that I feel great, as if I were in my normal, excellent health, and my energy level is at 100%. I will let shareholders know immediately should my health situation change. Eventually, of course it will, but I believe that day is a long ways off. Buffett is 81. Time now is 8:17. Let's check traffic.
The dead rise again in the form of holographic imagery. Deceased rapper Tupac appeared alive and well at Coachella Music Festival this past weekend through the aid of special effects from Digital Domain in association with Dr. Dre. Live from SF, I'm Jeff Burns. Our top story, deceased musicians returning as holographic performers. Digital Domain has bigger plans after the reception of Tupac at Coachella, stating that the 4-month project is only the beginning. In other news, Warren Buffett, CEO of Berkshire Hathaway, has been diagnosed with prostate cancer. Berkshire Hathaway's board has just selected his successor. Although the cancer is treatable, it is suggested that it may force a successor to step up sooner than expected. This has been Jeff Burns, live from SF. It's Saturday night.
A federal court battle between Google and Oracle is now underway. The issues in patents and copyrights. Oracle sued Google, claiming Google's Android phone software infringes on Oracle's Java patents, which it got when it took over Sun Microsoft systems. Oracle is reportedly asking for about $1 billion in damages. Jury selection began this morning in San Francisco's federal court. Opening statements may also begin today. The trial is expected to last 10 weeks. In other news, prosecutors say they might call Barry Bonds and Jose Canseco as witnesses against former Major League star pitcher Roger Clemens. Jury selection began today in Clemens' pre-jury trial in Washington, D.C. He's accused of lying to Congress when he said he never used performance-enhancing drugs. Last year, Clemens' first trial lasted only 2 days when the judge declared a mistrial because the prosecution showed jurors evidence the judge had excluded.
Police say they found a 3-day-old baby who was abducted after his mother was shot multiple times outside a doctor's office in Houston, Texas. The alleged shooter had an altercation with the baby's mother, shot her, and sped away. The baby was safe when authorities found him, and his father is on the way to be reunited. In Arizona, police say a 22-year-old woman has admitted she lied about being kidnapped in order to meet her boyfriend in Mexico. Avondale police say Jessica Rodriguez's family told police she called from a blocked number, saying she was being held against her will. Her family believed that her boyfriend, Jesus Mondragon, has arranged her kidnapping after fleeing to Mexico. Rodriguez told the police Tuesday that she had lied about being kidnapped because she knew her mother would not let her see Jesus in Mexico. In other news, a more successful teen is making her father proud by restoring an old Pontiac Fiero for her 16th birthday. She bought the car when she was 12 years old, using money she earned from babysitting. She planned on restoring the car until she can legally drive it. Her father posted about her efforts on a Fiero forum, and since then she has received positive feedback from users asking for her advice. Her parents first thought it was a phase she'd outgrow, but she is clearly keeping at it.
The man accused of killing 2 men at a San Francisco pizza parlor is pleading guilty to reduced charges. Good evening, I'm Julian Lesson, and this is your California State of Events for April 18, 2012. 21-year-old Andres Ciordia is pleading guilty to 2 counts of manslaughter as a result of the incident that claimed 2 men's lives back in September 2009. Ciordia was facing first-degree murder charges after opening fire and killing 2 alleged gang members in a pizza parlor after the men had become engaged in an altercation with his friends. The original charges have been reduced to manslaughter because the prosecutors think that the jury might believe that Ciordia was acting in self-defense. Ciordia is due in court today to set the sentencing date. The Los Angeles Unified School District may soon be lowering its graduation requirements. This comes after determining that the dropout rate may spike as a result of too high of standards for graduation. The proposed change would allow students to pass classes with a grade of D or better and to graduate with 25% fewer credits. This proposition still needs school board approval. And in other news, the Dalai Lama is on a 5-day tour of Southern California, giving speeches at UC San Diego and the University of San Diego today and at San Diego State University on Thursday, followed by 2 days of appearances in Long Beach. Will he have some sunny California weather to bask in? Let's now go to weather with Mike Sunshine.
Thank you, Pablo. San Francisco Education Board members have ruled out that macaroni and cheese must be served every fourth Monday of the month. The recent decision will be the 9th time in the year that the matter has been discussed. In Cleveland, Ohio, a local man has been charged with conspiracy to disrupt biological diversity. The man was caught earlier today attempting to clone dodos and saber-toothed tigers in the basement of his mother's house. When asked what his motives were, he simply replied, "Jurassic Park for life." In box office news, it has just been confirmed that Michael Bay will be directing a new Transformers movie. The movie, which is projected to release in the summer, will have a budget and explosions tenfold of its predecessors combined to the power of 12. The holographic Tupac that was debuted last weekend on Coachella will be making a tour around the country starting next week. Universal bought the rights to the hologram earlier today and has plans of touring the hologram alongside other deceased artists in months to come. I'm Alexander Lim, and that was your daily wrap-up. See you tomorrow.
Buenas tardes, bienvenidos a las noticias por Rosalba. Aquí un adelanto de lo que veremos más tarde. En Texas, una mujer creó un negocio donde ofrece a sus clientes trabajadoras domésticas desnudas con la tarifa de $100 por hora. La mujer ya está bajo investigación. En asuntos de migración, Amnistía Internacional denunció que el gobierno de los Estados Unidos fracasó en respetar los derechos humanos de los migrantes que cruzan a ese país. En la Gran Bretaña, una niña pequeña es la nueva integrante de la Asociación Internacional de Superdotados. Tiene apenas 4 años de edad y su coeficiente intelectual es de 159, apenas un número menor que el de Albert Einstein. Y mientras esta niña superdotada tiene toda la atención, otros niños se encuentran en situación desamparada y buscando sobrevivir en las calles de ese país. El gobierno británico prometió tomar medidas al respecto. Esto y más de deportes, farándula, el tiempo y más noticias dentro de una hora. Soy Rosalba Peña, los espero aquí por el canal de las estrellas. Gracias. Buenas tardes, bienvenidos a las noticias por Rosalba y aquí un pequeño adelanto de lo que veremos más tarde. En Texas, una mujer creó un negocio donde ofrece a sus clientes trabajadoras domésticas desnudas con la tarifa de $100 la hora. La mujer ya está bajo investigación. En asuntos de migración, Amnistía Internacional denunció que el gobierno de los Estados Unidos fracasó en respetar los derechos humanos de los migrantes que cruzan a ese país. En la Gran Bretaña, una pequeña niña es la nueva integrante de la Asociación Internacional de Superdotados. Tiene apenas 4 años de edad y su coeficiente intelectual es de 159, apenas un número menor que el de Albert Einstein. Y mientras esta niña superdotada tiene toda la atención, otros niños se encuentran en situación desamparada y buscando sobrevivir en las calles de ese país. Y el gobierno británico prometió tomar medidas al respecto. Esto y más de deportes, farándula, tiempo y más noticias dentro de una hora. Soy Rosalba Peña, los espero aquí por el canal de las estrellas. Gracias.
The U.S. Coast Guard called the search off Sunday night after 4 sailors went missing earlier Saturday, when their yacht struck a rocky island. It was just 26 miles outside of the Golden Gate Bridge, where 5 of 8 sailors, upon impact, were tossed into the ocean. 1 sailor was later found dead, while the other 4 are still missing. As for the 3, they managed to make their way onto the island and were later rescued. Thanks to social media, a San Francisco restaurant manager tracked down a woman who he says bashed him over the head with her stiletto outside a local eatery in the Marina District. Sources say the man was trying to solve an earlier conflict between the woman and another man when she went off and struck him on the head with her heel. In Oakland, a car fire shut down a lane on South 880 near the 7th Street exit. The car was fully engulfed in flames when the fire crews arrived to the scene to extinguish it. That lane still remains closed to this hour. This is Caitlin Meller, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Good afternoon, I'm Laura Nettle with the San Francisco Afternoon Roundup. Our Martinez toddler is recovering after being bitten by a family pit bull on Friday. The girl was visiting her grandmother, and the family said that she might have stepped on the dog's injured foot when it attacked her. The 3-year-old suffered a fractured cheekbone, and the dog was taken into animal control custody and was euthanized on Sunday. Air Canada is now taking steps to prevent another mid-air mishap after a sleepy pilot mistook a bright planet for another plane. 14 passengers and 2 flight attendants were injured when a pilot initiated a dive to avoid what he thought would be a mid-air collision. The officials say that the first officer had woken up from a nap and mistook Venus for a military aircraft. Travelers at Portland got a show they were not expecting when a frustrated traveler decided to show a little more skin. A man, identified as John Brennan of Portland, stripped at a security checkpoint. He told office officials he did it to protest the extra security measures he was put through. This didn't help him get through security faster. He was arrested on disorderly conduct and indecent exposure. Thanks for joining me for the San Francisco Afternoon Roundup. We'll see you tomorrow, San Francisco.
Today marks the anniversary of the Great San Francisco Earthquake of 1906. Parking meters will begin operating on Sundays, and punishment for possession of any illicit drug may be lowered. Good afternoon, I'm Stephen Quinn, and here are your top stories for the day. 3 of the last 4 survivors of the Great San Francisco Earthquake were honored yesterday at the annual ceremony held at Lotus Fountain in downtown. The fountain was a meeting spot for many after the quake hit. Starting this January, parking meters will begin operating on Sundays. The extra revenue would not only help balance the budget of the financially struggling agency, but will also help fund free Muni rides for low-income youth. The meters are reported to generate $1.8 million each year. Senator Mark Leno has introduced a bill that would change the punishment for possession of any illicit drug from a felony to a misdemeanor. Leno believes this will result in higher rates of drug abuse treatment, lower rates of drug use, and lower rates of violent and property crimes. I'm Stephen Quinn, reporting you live from San Francisco State University. Okay, that's good enough, right?
Yeah.
Welcome to this edition of ADD News. I'm Brett Rovzar. Authorities in Beijing, China have charged 5 people after a teenager sold his kidneys to purchase a new iPhone and iPad. The subjects are charged with intentional removal and transplant of the 17-year-old's kidney. Siri, locate black market organ sales. The Boaz Police Department has confirmed the discovery of a shake-and-bake meth lab in the women's bathroom of a Walmart. The lab, consisting of a plastic bottle and 5 empty packets of pseudoephedrine, is probably not the worst surprise ever left in a Walmart bathroom. And finally, China has decided to censor Kate Winslet's breasts in the 3D release of Titanic. Officials' concerns lay not with the nudity itself, but fear viewers may try to reach out and touch the vivid 3D effects, thus interrupting other viewers' experience. The only other option was for all viewers to wear fake nipples on the backs of their heads. This has been another edition of ADD. Hey, what's that?
Hi, I'm Ben Roxton with this week's Veggie Update. The big news for vegans and friends is that Oakland is hosting an entire week of vegan events. Tonight in downtown Oakland at Vitas, located at 201 Broadway, local musical group Tremor Low will be performing. Food will be provided by No No Burger. Tomorrow night, a special screening of Vegucated, a film about 3 meat and cheese eaters from New York who adopt a vegan diet for 6 weeks. The 3 discover their own paths through their journey and adventure. Part science, part sociological experiment. Vegucated screens at 7 p.m. at 554 Grand Avenue in Oakland. On Friday evening at 6 p.m., Nathan Runkle, director of Mercy for Animals, will discuss the implications of factory farming and how it impacts the welfare of animals. The talk takes place at Preservation Park, located at 660 13th Street in Oakland. On Saturday, local compassionate cook Colleen Patrick Guerrero will discuss some of the myths of veganism. Vegan samples and drinks will be served. For these events and more information, go to oaklandveg.com or search Oakland Veggie for additional sponsors and events. And remember, if you like animals like I do, try not to eat them.
Good morning, I'm Steven C. with your Daily Minutes. Warren Buffett told shareholders in an open letter he has been diagnosed with early-stage prostate cancer. The 81-year-old billionaire investor says in the letter, released Tuesday, that his condition is not remotely life-threatening or debilitating. Buffett's letter says he and his doctor has decided on a 2-month treatment plan in mid-July. Buffett says he was diagnosed on April 11th and the cancer was detected with a routine test. The Space Shuttle Discovery soared around the Washington Monument and the White House in a salute to the nation's capital Tuesday before landing for the last time near its new museum home. The world's most traveled spaceship took off a daybreak from Cape Canaveral, boated to the top of a modified jumbo jet for the trip. 3 hours later, the pair took a few spins around Washington at an easy-to-spot 1,500-foot altitude before the entire shuttle was grounded for the good. Discovery will be towed Thursday to the Smithsonian's National Air and Space Museum as its new home. This is today's Daily Minute. Have a good day.
Good afternoon. An Argentinian couple finds their miracle baby alive in a coffin. How is the baby doing today? And did the world's cutest dog die? Rumors are swirling about Boo's demise. Welcome to Today on this Wednesday afternoon. I'm Gabriela Villaseñor. An Argentine mother is in shock that her newborn baby is still alive. According to the Deputy of Health, 5 medical professionals are being suspended for wrongly declaring a baby dead. The mother was saying her last goodbyes when she heard the baby cry. The infant was in a coffin for 12 hours. They named her Luz Milagros, or Miracle Light. The miracle baby is doing well despite the incident. The couple plans to sue the hospital for malpractice. Fans can rest assured that the internet sensation Boo is still alive. According to Boo's Twitter account, the rumors are not true. Rumors spread on Twitter that he died in his sleep. Upset fans left tributes on his Facebook page. The 6-year-old pup is busy promoting his new book. Be sure to join us tonight on Nightly News.